So you can see just a very, very quick listing of the different page types in this template, So I'm able to create a crossword, and sometimes that's a fun, if there are terms, definitions, learners like it. A dialogue is just a couple of speech bubbles and a couple of characters. A flashcard will flip the card and show the answer, and if the answer is correct, it'll take the flashcard out of the flow. So you can create a series of flashcards and repeat the flashcards until they get them all right. And as they get them right, it automatically removes them from the flow. Gate is so important. When we say, okay, I want to ensure that they have mastery of this content before going on to the next level, that's one of the exercises we'll do today, is you put in a gate and you can put in a threshold for that gate. So the gate, you could say 80% mastery before you move on. Gates can also direct flow. So if you had a student who's underperforming, they could be redirected to a certain area of the content. And you can do that all with a gate as well. I think the image page type is now redundant. You're able to put images everywhere. So this, however, is an interactive image. And the interactive image allows you to define areas of an image. So for example, let's just say it were heart, and you wanted you wanted students to correctly label the valves in the heart, or the chambers of the heart, or the aorta, or whatever. You can do that with an interactive image. Interview we find really, really helpful in interactive case studies. Because let's say you present a situation, students learn the content, and now they apply it inside a real case. And there could be weak answers, better answers, awful answers, and what you do is you give them a meter value, and they actually see a meter. So as they're doing well, the meter goes over to the right. Learners love this because they get this immediate visual feedback plus all of the constructive feedback related to whatever they chose. The journal, so if you had students providing long answers, so for example, like in my institution, one of our instructors did what was called a prop analysis. So this was fairy tales. There's a certain way of analyzing fairy tales that follow, it's called a prop analysis. So as students are examining different parts of the fairy tales, they're reflecting on it in a long answer. At the end, they get this journal. So the journal compiles long answers. That's its goal. And then, of course, we have the long answer. This is alphabetical order. Multiple choice is what we're interested in here. Organizer, let's say it's CPR, and you got to do things in certain steps. You would create these things that one would drag, but they have to drag them in the right order. So CPR, maybe check pulse and call 911 are important first steps. Later on, doing the compressions. You want students to know that order, so it would randomize, and then they have to organize. They have to order those things. This is critical. This report page is critical. All of our projects will probably have a report page. When the student hits that report page is when the performance will actually be communicated to Inspire. So short answer, it's an answer that someone types in rather than chooses, and then you can anticipate what the wrong answers are going to be and respond. Text is super powerful, not only because you can display images and text, but you can include widgets on text pages, and we'll talk about that. Video has the ability of bringing in video that is on your hard drive. You're able to include that as part of your project, or video services like YouTube. Wall is huge. So resources, for example, can be placed behind the wall, so a student never sees the resource in the regular flow. So they don't go to page 1, 2 and see a resource and then 3. Sometimes you want resources to pop up. You want to be in control of when they appear. And so you place those behind a wall. And so the wall, so you have the regular navigation up to the wall, and then things are hidden behind the wall, that you only get to from branching or the display of resources. So it's just a very, very powerful way of managing what students will see.